Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratan Karunamayo Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Om Sadashivasamārambhāṃ Śaṅkarācārya-madhyamāṃ Asmadācārya-paryantāṃ Vande Guruparampārāṃ Śaṅkaram Śaṅkarācāryam Keshavam Bādarayanam Sutra Bhāṣya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Shruti Smriti Purāṇānaṃ Ālayam Karuṇālayam Namami Bhagavat-pādam Shankaram Loka-Shankaram. Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunayama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangaistustuvagam Sastanobihi Yashema Devahitam Yadayoho Swastina Indro Vrdhashramaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastarksho Varishtanemihi Swasti no Brahaspatir Dadatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We saw that the waking plane is ruled by two dimensions of time. Dvayakala, and the Swapna is one time, because the objects the objects in the dream are not independent of your kalpana, whereas in the objects of the waking plane, not only they exist as long as you think, but they also exist in their own dimension of time. So this we saw, and thus we concluded last time in our Bhāṣya that each one has become cause and effect to the other one. Mutually they become cause and effect. So the inner world, inner thoughts, the dream becomes the cause for the outer thing, and the outer experience is becoming the cause to the inner. Then we stop there, stating that if these two are there acting like this, what is the basis? What are the things on which these two are depending upon? Bhāṣya ādhyātmikanām bhāvānām itaretara nimitta naimittakataya kalpanayam kim moolam iti uchyate. So this is the thing we stop there. So we continue the next shloka. Jivam kalpayate purvam tato bhavan pruthak vidhan bhāṣyānādhyātmikamścaiva yatha vidyastatha smrutihi jivam kalpayate purvam tato bhavan pruthak vidhan bhāṣyānādhyātmikamścaiva yatha vidyastatha smrutihi. So what is the kim moolam iti uchyate? Both are imagination. The outer world is propelled by the inner thoughts. Because we imagine what is inside us, and the dream again is a result of the outer experiences we imagine in the dream world. So thus itaretara nimitta naimittakataya kalpanayam. Now what these two mutual, one becomes cause, the inner becomes cause for the outer becoming the cause for inner. For these two mutual thing, itaretara nimitta naimittakataya kalpanayam, these two imaginations, for these two mutually dependent imaginations, which are acting like a cause and effect to the other, mutually they both become among themselves the cause and effect. Kim moolam iti uchyate. Now what is the moolam, root cause? What is the root of it? What is the cause for these two imaginations? Bahar ka andar, andar ka bahar. And in that only our samsara going on. So what is the moolam? So answer is here given in this shloka, Jivam Hetu Palatmakam. Now, who is this Jiva? Jivam Kalpayate. Ultimately the root cause is Jiva, it is said. Now, who is this Jiva? So, the cause for the outer is inner, and the cause for the inner is outer. That we saw in the last class. So, who is the basis for these two imaginations, mutual imaginations? What? क्या हो रहा है? The answer is Jivam. Jiva. Now, who is this Jiva? Hetu Palatmakam. Bas. It is Jiva is a bundle of causes and effects. A bundle. It is a bundle of causes and effects. Like example, a small whirlpool, small one, round, which is formed in the flow of a river, small one. And that small whirlpool, you see moving. Whirlpool is moving in the lake, in the river, flowing river. You can see a small whirlpool moves. Now, why do we call it as a whirlpool? It is also water. Is there anything in reality, something as whirlpool other than water? Now that whirlpool is appearing there, moving there. It is nothing but a bundle of causes and effects. That whirlpool. Did you understand? आंखों के सामने आया है कि नहीं आपको? Small one. बड़े-बड़े एग्जाम्पल भी दे सकते हैं. What does it matter? बड़ा whirlpool, छोटा whirlpool. But it is moving. When it is moving, within the circumference, within this its influence, some kind of dust is there, patte is there, dry small things are there. They are also dragged and submerged. And so when it is moving, suppose one color is dropped, they rung, suppose 2 drops of powder of red color powder, and the whirlpool is moving. When it is moving, the water swirls, taking round and round. When it reaches that point, it becomes red. Again it moves, the redness it loses. Because the red water, the colored water goes off, and other whirlpool, water of other whirlpool is formed. But constantly there is a change of water in the whirlpool. But whirlpool is remaining. So there is something called existing, called something whirlpool. But its color is changing, texture is changing. Sometimes slight waves are up, so the whirlpool goes up and goes down. But then it's moving. Small one. Now, what is the existence of it? What do you call whirlpool? Actually, it is in another dimension. It is nothing but bundle of causes and effects, which has not got its own existence other than water. You dissolve all the forces which are acting and making a whirlpool-like thing there, and that the individuality of the whirlpool also is a myth. When water is changing, experiences are changing, colors are changing, speed is changing, movement is there. So every movement it is changing, but willpool is something as though it is seeing something unique, moving as its own independent existence, as though it has got its own individuality, an entity, separate from the water, flowing in water. What is the status of reality? It is nothing but hetu phalatmakam. If all the causes are removed, which are there in the formation of the willpool doesn't exist. इतना तो साइंस पढ़ा होगा आप लोग. The wind pressure, water pressure, movement, acceleration, velocity, centripetal, centrifugal force which are acting on it, the gravitational pull, atmospheric pressure, plus the course of the direction of the river. So many forces are acting on it. The wind, direction of the wind, plus earth movement also. So many things. In fact, you cannot come to a conclusion the number of forces acting on it. So many forces are acting. If all the causes are removed, there is no willpool. But as long as willpool is existing, it's an individual entity. It has its own life, birth, death. Example I am giving. But nothing but a bundle of causes and effects. Similarly, Jiva. Jiva is hetu phalatmakam. When all the causes and effects are removed, there is nothing called Jiva at all. So this Jiva, which has attained a status of reality, status of individuality, as though distinct from the river, distinct from the total system, uniqueness, which is attained by this Jiva. Actually, when all the forces are all, there are some acting result in karmas, acting. When all the karma phala and hetu phala, cause and effects are removed, there is no Jiva. So what is beautiful? Jivam hetu phalatmakam. Now, what does he do? This hetu phalatmakam, kahan se aaya pata nahi, aham karomi mama sukha dukkhe iti evam lakshanam. So kartatva and bhuktrutva bhav aa gaya wahan pe. Aham karomi, and I do, I act, and mama sukha dukkhe iti, and the happiness and joys or sorrows are mine, they belong to me. I do, I act, and sukha dukkha are belonging to me. This is the result of that hetu phalatmakam jiva. It's a very, imagine now in the time flow, each of us are like willpool moving in time. Sometime we gather something called a dust or material around us, is called body. Sometimes the material goes off, the willpool goes. Sometimes this color is gathered, that color is gathered. After some time the color disappears, new colors are gathered, new patte, dry leaves are gathered in the willpool. So many things, dust is gathered, foam is gathered, drops, bubbles are formed. the journey. Sometimes body is gathered, body gets dropped. In the eternal flow of river of time. So, Sukha Dukkhe iti evam lakshanam. This is the lakshana. Characteristics of Jiva is what? Simple. मैं ये कर रहा हूँ या ये तो मैं हम करोमि. I do all these things. And happiness and joy, sorrows are my lakshanam. Anevam lakshana eva shuddha atmani rajjau eva sarpaha kalpayate purvam. Kalpayate purvam. First imagines what? Anevam lakshana eva shuddha atmani. And what is shuddha atmani? Shuddha atmani is devoid of such characteristics. Anevam, not evam lakshana. Anevam lakshana. Shuddha atma has no kartrutva bhava, no bhoktrutva bhava, no cause, no effect. In that Shuddha Atmani, Anevam Lakshana eva Shuddha Atmani Purvam Kalpayate. First is imagines. As what? Rajjau eva Sarpaha. Just a snake is imagined on the rope. Similarly, on the pure self, this Jivam Kalpayate. Just as on water, whirlpool is imagined. A whirlpool, actually there is no whirlpool because every moment it is changing. Every moment it is changing. And therefore, since it is every moment constantly it is changing, yet there appears to be a something called whirlpool, but actually every moment it is changing. When every moment it is changing, to whom does its past belong to? To whom does its past? Its past means the past of whirlpool. Actually, though I am telling past of whirlpool, there is nothing called common entity, a changeless entity who can say that this is my past. Because the one who says he has no past. It's changing constantly. If there is something constant factor, then there could be a past or future of that constant factor. समझ में आया? If there is no constant factor, when you refer past, to whom does it belong to? किसी का भी नहीं है. So every moment the whirlpool is changing individual. I don't know whether you understood or not. है ही नहीं. Na past is there, na future is there. In the present, it is only appearance, it is also not real. So, Jivam, Anevam Lakshana eva Shuddha Atmani, Rajjau eva Sarpa Kalpyate Purvam. Tataha, thereafter, after that, Tadathyena, Kriya Karaka Palabedena, Pranadin, Nanavidhan, Bhavan, बाह्यान आध्यात्मिकांश्चैव कल्पते. बट एक बार पहले अपने आप को जीव के रूप में मान लिया, तब क्या हुआ? ततः आफ्टर दैट ही इमेजिन्स व्हाट? डिफरेंट ऑब्जेक्ट्स. प्राणादीन नानाविधान, डाइवर्सिफाइड डिफरेंट ऑब्जेक्ट्स. भावान, ऑब्जेक्ट्स सच एज क्रिया कारक फलभेदेन, internally and externally. How he imagine different objects? He diversifies, classifies them as ये तो क्रिया, ये कारक है, ये फल है. All are imaginations only. So kriyakaraka phalabedena pranadin nanavidhan prana etc. Nanavidhan, not one. Many diversified bhavan, objects, bhāhyān, ādhyātmikamśchaiva, both externally and internally, kalpayate. Kalpate. Kalpate means he imagines. तो एक बार रज्जौ इव रज्जौ सर्प इव actually anēvam lakṣana shuddha atmani, in the pure self which is like a rope, which is not of this having these characteristics, hetupalatmakam na. On that the jiva is imagining so many causes, prana, objects. Then he links up, this is the cause, this is the effect, kriya, karaka, phala, my karta, these are the instruments of functioning, these are the roots. कल्पते तत्र कल्पनायाम को हेतुः इति उच्यते. अच्छा, इस कल्पना का क्या कारण है? जीवा इज इमेजिनिंग, बट व्हाट इज द कॉज ऑफ दिस इमेजिनेशन? इज अ ब्यूटिफुल वन. तत्र कल्पनायाम को हेतुः इति उच्यते. इट इज सेड नाउ. It is said first, what is the nimitta naimittika? The cause and effect में बाहर का cause अंदर, अंदर का cause बाहर, mutually they become cause and effect. क्या कारण है? मूलम जीव. Who is जीव? हेतुफलात्मकम. Where is imagining? On the pure self, which is not having the characteristics of jiva at all. What is the characteristics of jiva? हेतुफलात्मकम. क्रियाकारक फल भेदेन पृथक विधान नाना भावान प्राणादीन नाना विधान भावान बाह्यान आध्यात्मिकांशैव, both externally and internally, so many objects is imagining. Who? The jiva. Who is jiva? Himself is imagination. Jivam itself is an imagined entity. वो imagined entity is reimagining something. इंडिविजुअलिटी आ गया, पहला ये जीव. सो जीव एक स्वप्न में स्वप्न जैसे. This himself is imagination. Like what all our build, we build theories on imaginations. When we build theories on imaginations, when imagination itself is wrong, all that is built on that imagination goes wrong. Something in the mathematical calculation, x value in the textbook, something x is equal to 2, but that value you misread it. So you not valued x as 2 but as 3. When x as 3, in the entire problem whatever you are solving, all your calculations are correct, formulas are correct, result is correct, but the value which is considered for x itself is wrong. So everything becomes wrong. Then you say that all formulas are applied correct, calculations are correct, multiplications are correct. Then somebody will tell you, boss, the very value of x what you took as 3 is wrong. It is 2. Then do it, all things will change. The structure will change. The final result of y what you are calculating is also will change. So imagination, the first x is 2, but we took it as 3 or something. Then subsequent calculations go wrong. Similarly, based on one imagination which we take it as reality, all the subsequent imaginations are built and it has no basis. मजा आया ना? और आगे है तत्र कल्पनायां को हेतुः इति उच्यते। योऽसौ स्वयं कल्पितो जीवः, द वन जो है, जो स्वयं कल्पित जीव है, जो है द वन हु इज दैट सेल्फ इमेजिन्ड जीव इज दैट इंडिविजुअल दैट इज इमेजिन्ड बाय हिमसेल्फ। अपने आप को जीव मान लिया, स्वयं कल्पिता। अभी देखो, ईश्वर की निंदा नहीं करना, दैट द मीनिंग। किसी को मत निंदा करना। स्वयं कल्पितो जीव, यो असो जो है, जो स्वयं कल्पित जीव है, दैट द मीनिंग। जो यहाँ पे पड़ा है, अपने आप को मान के बैठा है, दैट द मीनिंग। यो असौ स्वयं कल्पितो जीव, तो अपने आप को जीव मानकर जो बैठा है, जो पागल, अपने आप को पागल मानकर बैठा है, दैट इज द वर्ड। यो असौ स्वयं कल्पितो जीवः सर्वकल्पनायाम अधिकृतः। नो, ही इज बिकम ए मास्टर ऑफ ऑल इमेजिनेशंस। He has become capable of all types of imagination. He becomes the master. Adhikarta means he is presiding over all imaginations. He is capable of all types of entertaining all types of wild imaginations. He has become the master of imaginations. कौन? यो असौ कल्पितो स्वयं कल्पितो जो अपने आप को जो मान के बैठा है, पागल। पहला ये आदमी अच्छा था, बट ही सेड दैट आई एम पागल, मैं पागल हो चुका हूँ। तो पागल नहीं है, नहीं, मैं, लोग कहते हैं मैं पागल हो गया, तो पागल हो गया, अपने आप को पागल मान के बैठा है। मानने के बाद सही जो विचार बोलते गलती विचार, और पूछा कि ऐसा क्यों गलत सोचता है, तो लोग तो कह दिया कि मुझे मैं पागल है करके मैं। तो इसीलिए पागल के द्वारा कैसे सोच निकाल सकता है? पागल सोच है, तो मैं पागल जैसे ही सोचता हूँ। जैसे अपने आप को शरीर मान के बैठ गए, तो फिर शरीर ही मैं हूँ, तो शरीर मैं हूँ, तो इसका मतलब क्या है? शरीर के द्वारा मोह ममता सच है, दुनिया सच है, संसार सच है, घर सच है, जो दिखता है वो भी सच है, और शरीर मैं हूँ तो मौत से डरता हूँ, चेंज परिवर्तन से भी डरता हूँ। शरीर में कोई मर गया तो मैं रोता हूँ। सब्सिक्वेंट संसार, ये मेरा पति पत्नी पुत्र पुत्री, all the samsara that we build around is only based on identification with the body. But the first kalpana, the image kalpitam, फर्स्ट गलती कहाँ किया? मैं अपने आप को शरीर मानकर बैठना ही बड़ा गलती है। उस गलती से सारा का सारा संसार इज वोवन, weaving going on, not why woven, it is still weaving, being weaving, you know, woven means as though it is over. कहाँ हुआ? अभी भी चल रहा है। So one imagination leading to subsequent many imagination. ये मेरा पोता है, ये मेरा what do you call son in law, he is my daughter, he is my son, इसका इस कुछ नहीं होना, बिचारे उचारे, ओ क्यों, वाह, सो संसार का अंत नहीं है। ये मेरा घर है, घर बन गया तो एक परेशानी, नहीं बना तो दूसरा परेशानी। There is no end for this. नाना विधा पृथक भावान कल्पते। अब क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? Because you imagine. Yesterday we saw in the evening. काम जानामिते मूलम संकल्पात किल जायसे। The Monkey Muni चरित्र। So this कल्पना, इमेजिनेशन, वहाँ से डिजायर, ये बड़ा बताते हैं यहाँ से। योऽसौ स्वयं कल्पितो जीवः सर्वकल्पनायाम अधिकृतः। He is capable of imagining all types of wildest imaginations. ये बैठ के कल्पना करते रहते, कल्पना, so many कल्पनास he make, whole life we are living in कल्पना। Now this kalpana सो सह जीवः सर्वकल्पनायाम् अधिकृतः सह यथा विद्यः, दट इज यादृशी विद्या विज्ञानमस्य इति यथा विद्यः, यथा विद्यः स यथा विद्या, and then all his imagination is based on his विद्या, यथा विद्या, जैसा उनका समझ है वैसे उसका इमेजिनेशन। इसलिए यादृशी विद्या विज्ञानमस्य इति यथा विद्या, यथा विद्या मीन्स जैसा जिनका विज्ञान है, दैट इज विज्ञान। यथा विद्या तथा विध एव स्मृति ही, सो दैट मीन्स इस यथा विद्या तथा स्मृति, मीनिंग व्हाट, जैसा आपका ज्ञान वैसा ही आपका स्मृति। यथा विद्या तथा स्मृति, कल्पना, imagination. Therefore what, you get, this jiva is getting his memory, gets his memory in accordance with his own thoughts or knowledge, विद्या। अब देखिए क्या हुआ, यथा विद्या तथा विध एव स्मृति तस्य इति, न तथा विधे स्मृति तस्य इति तथा स्मृति भवति सह इति। नाउ मैंने he becomes like that only, as he gains knowledge his memory is like that, as his memory he becomes like that, स्मृति। इसके बाद क्या हुआ, अतः hence हेतु कल्पना विज्ञानात् फल विज्ञानम। नाउ हेतु कल्पना विज्ञानात् फल विज्ञानम, from the apprehension, हेतु फल विज्ञानम, from the knowledge of the cause and effect, ये करने से ये मिलेगा, दैट इज द नॉलेज। हेतु फल विज्ञानम, हेतु फल विज्ञानात् हेतु फल विज्ञानात् फल विज्ञानम, सॉरी हेतु कल्पना विज्ञानात्, हेतु कल्पना विज्ञान मीन्स फ्रॉम द इमेजिनेशन ऑफ द हेतु कॉज, यू इमेजिन ए कॉज दैट ये कर रहे हैं, तो उसके द्वारा फल विज्ञानम भवति, the knowledge of the fruit takes place. So from the apprehension, kalpana of some kind of fancy as the cause, some thought as the cause, you imagine, from that kalpana alone the apprehension of fruit also comes. Both are kalpana. It's a kalpana. So I apprehend a cause based on what, smriti, pura smriti, smriti based on knowledge। जैसे थॉट्स विचार वैसा स्मृति, जैसा स्मृति तो आई स्टार्ट इमेजिनिंग ए कॉजेस, तो ये करने से वो मिलेगा शायद। अच्छा, so now therefore hetu kalpana vijnanat phala vijnanam ततः देर आफ्टरवर्ड्स हेतु फल स्मृति ही। इसके बाद में क्या हुआ, हेतु फल विज्ञानात् फल विज्ञानम आया। इसके बाद में दैट विज्ञानम द नॉलेज देयर फॉलोज द अपीयरेंस ऑफ द फ्रूट फ्रॉम दैट, माने फ्रॉम दैट अवेयरनेस ऑफ द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द कॉज एंड इफेक्ट, माने ये करने से ये मुझे मिलता है, वो अवेयरनेस आ गया मन में। फ्रॉम दैट अवेयरनेस हेतु फल स्मृति ही ततः हेतु फल स्मृति ही, फ्रॉम दैट अवेयरनेस it follows the memory of the cause and effect and its fruits etc. Memory of the cause and effect is followed from knowledge, from that memory hetu tataha hetu phala smriti। now tataha tad vijnanam, again देखिए from the smriti that अनुभव हो गया, कुछ फल मिला, उसका स्मृति हो गया, from स्मृति से दूसरा ज्ञानम अनुभव ज्ञानम और एक नॉलेज आया, ततः तद विज्ञानम। Now, tadartha kriyakaraka tatphala veda vijnana. From that again follows apprehension as well as the kriyakaraka phala vijnanam. From the smriti again knowledge comes out that ये करने से, इसके द्वारा ये करने से हमको ये फल मिलता है। कारका इंस्ट्रूमेंट, ये कर्म इस सहायता से, ऐसा इस मार्ग से, इस उपाय से इस कारक से करने से वो फल मिलेगा, वो आ गया हृदय ज्ञान। माने देखिए, स्मृति ज्ञानम स्मृति ज्ञानम स्मृति ज्ञानम एंड सो कार फल भेद विज्ञानानि, देन तेभ्यः, फ्रॉम दैट अगेन अवेयरनेस, क्या करने से क्या मिलेगा, तेभ्यः तत्स्मृति, फ्रॉम दैट नॉलेज अगेन सम एक्सपीरियंस, अगेन दैट इज कन्वर्टेड एज स्मृति। इस चक्कर में हम फंस गए। तत्स्मृति, देन तत्स्मृतेश्च पुनः तद्विज्ञानानि, फ्रॉम दैट अगेन मेमोरी, अगेन रिजल्टेंट इनटू नॉलेज, some other knowledge is born, experience. Out of the smriti, some new knowledge is born. From the new knowledge, again some vijnanam, hetu palatmakam. Then phala smriti. From the smriti, fresh knowledge. See, punah tad vijnanani iti evam bahyan adhyatmikamscha itaretara nimitta naimittaka bhavan anekada kalpate. Thus, in this jiva, so iteretara, meaning andar ka smriti became now cause for knowledge, knowledge become cause for smriti, and these two similarly, that inner and outer becomes cause, becoming cause and effect, mutually becoming cause and effect, and thus aneka bhava, aneka kalpanas, aneka imaginations, many imaginations, countless of them are born out of this. So जीवम कल्पते, based on what? यथा विद्या तथा स्मृति। गॉड चक्कर, हेतुफल विज्ञानम, धन स्मृति, तस्मृते धन विज्ञानम, तद्विज्ञानात् अगेन स्मृति, तस्मृते तद्विज्ञानम, तद्विज्ञानात् अगेन स्मृति, तस्मृते तद्विज्ञानम। Now see, therefore, Acharya has beautifully mentioned here that, see, yadrushi vidya vijnanamasya yatha vidya तथा विध एव स्मृति तस्य इति तथा स्मृति भवति सह इति। अतः हेतुकल्पना विज्ञानात् फलविज्ञानं ततो हेतुफलस्मृतिः तथा तद्विज्ञानं तदर्थक्रियाकारक तत्फलभेद विज्ञानानि तेभ्यः तत्स्मृतिः तत्स्मृतेश्च पुनः तद्विज्ञानानि इति एवं बाह्यान् आध्यात्मिकांश्च इतरेतर निमित्त नैमित्तिक भावान् अनेकधा कल्पयते। Thus in this way this jiva अनेकधा कल्पयते। ठीक है। किसी ने प्रार्थना किया भगवान से कि भगवान मेरा स्वास्थ्य ठीक कर लो, सो दैट आई कैन कंटिन्यू माई साधना, गिव मी गुड बॉडी, गुड हेल्दी बॉडी। बीमार बहुत बढ़ गया हूँ, स्वास्थ्य दे दो, स्वास्थ्य दो। भगवान थक गए, बहुत रो रहा है मेरे लिए, तो ले लो। नो स्नीजिंग, नो फीवर, नॉट इवन पेन इन द बॉडी, एकदम बिल्कुल फिटेस्ट बॉडी वॉज गिवन। नॉट दैट नेक्स्ट लाइफ, in that life only he became healthy. Healthy होने के बाद then he thought that he forgot God, because I become more eligible to enjoy different objects. पहला डायबिटीज था, खा नहीं सकता था, अभी डायबिटीज नहीं है, एंजॉय करो। पहला बीपी था, अब बीपी भी चला गया, आंध्र अचार खाओ, नमक खाओ। भगवान को भूल गया और भोग में लग गया। एक कल्पना ओनली। स्वास्थ्य बिल्कुल ठीक होने से मैं भगवान को प्रार्थना करता हूँ, भगवान का साधना कर, ये भी एक कल्पना है। By that imaginations we are only postponing our sadhana. It's all funny thoughts. और कोई घर बनाने के बाद अपना पूजा मंदिर बना के उसमें मेडिटेशन करूँगा, इतने ही मर गया। पागल है कि नहीं? ये मत कहो कि ऐसा लोग नहीं है दुनिया में, मत कहो, ठीक है? हमसे मत कहना। बाहर कोई मिलता बकरा आप उनसे कहो। सो फनी। जीवन में ये गुरु मिल गया ना, बस सारा का सारा प्रॉब्लम खत्म। मिल तो गया तो सुधरते नहीं। गुरुदेव मिल गया, सुधरते नहीं हम। ये सब अनेक कल्पना में फंस गए हैं। भी क्या जरूरी है? व्हाट इज द गारंटी ऑल्सो? नाउ तत्र जीवकल्पना सर्वकल्पना मूलम इति उक्तम। नाउ देयर इट वाज सेड जीवकल्पना सर्वकल्पना मूलम। व्हाट इज द रूट फॉर ऑल इमेजिनेशंस? जीव कल्पना। मैंने अपने आप को जीव मानकर बैठना ही बाकी कल्पनाओं का मूल बन गया। मैं जीव हूँ, मैं अलग हूँ, मैं एक इंडिविजुअल हूँ, मैं व्यष्टि हूँ। तो फिर देन मेरा अपना विचार, मेरा अपने रुचि, मेरा अपना आशाएं, सुनने के लिए अच्छा लगता है सब कविताएं। मेरा छोटा संसार, मेरापन आ गया, अहम करो। सो जीव कल्पना इज द मूलम फॉर ऑल अदर कल्पनास। अपने आप को जीव मानो मत। तो घर की जरूरत नहीं है, शरीर की जरूरत नहीं है, दुनिया की जरूरत नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं, अपने आप का मस्त है। सो तत्र जीवकल्पना सर्वकल्पना मूलम इति उक्तम। इट इज सेड नाउ दैट जीवकल्पना इज द रूट ऑफ ऑल अदर इमेजिनेशंस इति उक्तम। हैविंग सेड दैट, इट इज सेड ऑलरेडी। नाउ सएव जीवकल्पना किम निमित्त? Now, what is the cause for Jiva Kalpana itself? क्या कारण है? किम निमित्त इति दृष्टांतेन प्रतिपादयति। Through an example it is shown. What is the cause for the Jiva Kalpana? सारे कल्पनाओं का मूल क्या है? जीव कल्पना। But what is the cause for oneself imagining to be a जीव? इसका क्या कारण है? क्यों हम अपने आप को जीव मानकर बैठे हैं? इसका क्या कारण है? इसे अनिश्चिता यथा रज्जुः अंधकारे विकल्पिता सर्पदारादिभिर्भावैः तद्वदात्मा विकल्पितः। अनिश्चिता यथा रज्जुः अंधकारे विकल्पिता सर्पदारादिभिर्भावैः तद्वदात्मा विकल्पितः। यथा लोके, लोके means as it is seen in the common experience. It's the common experience of the world. लोके, लोक्यन्ते, दृश्यन्ते, अनुभवाच्य, experiences. यथा लोके स्वेन रूपेण अनिश्चिता अनवधारिते अनवधारित एवं एव इति रज्जुः मंदान्धकारे किं सर्प उदक धारा दंड इति वा अनेकदा विकल्पिता भवति पूर्वं स्वरूप अनिश्चय निमित्तम। Now, as it is seen in the world, that a rope is there. Which one rope? Anishtita. Anishtita means anavadharitai. Anavadharita evam eva iti rajjuhu. Anavadharita evam, this is really so, this much only. ऐसा it is not ascertained properly the true nature of the rope as this is this indeed. That is the meaning. Rope hai. It is not ascertained as this is the rope. Aisa karke anischita, not well ascertained. In its reality actually. What is reality? A rope hai. So the rope is not ascertained as this is it. Meaning this is rope. Anischita. You have not come to a firm conclusion that this is rope. Kab hua aisa? Māṇḍukya. Not in the total darkness. The total darkness you can't even see. Total light you don't misunderstand. You can see very clearly. Māṇḍukya, hazy darkness. That is why avidya is imperfect knowledge. It is not absence of knowledge. Avidya is actually not absence of knowledge. It is imperfect knowledge. Incomplete knowledge. Incomplete knowledge is called avidya. Not absence of knowledge. The absence of knowledge in total darkness, it is not creating any problem. दिखता भी नहीं मेरे को rope, one snake or a rope, no problem. So, मंदांधकारे, ये वहाँ पे डाउट आता है, ये किम सर्पा, उदकधारा, दंड, इति, ये क्या, ये स्नेक है, या स्टिक है, या उदकधारा, streak of water on the ground, iti va anekada vikalpita. Otherwise, imagine many things on it. Anekada vikalpita bhavati purvam swarupa anischaya nimittam. What is the cause of it? Because of the rope, the nature of rope is not ascertained. Since the nature of the rope is not ascertained, non-apprehension of the rope is leading to misapprehension. That is the cause. So what is the cause for a jivam also? That is the meaning. Now, yadihi, that will come. Yadihi purvameva rajjuhu swarupena nischita syat na sarpadi vikalpo abhavishyat. Had this rope been ascertained in the first place, the first instance correctly, that this is rope, then there would not be any scope for other imagination such as it is water or danda or stick, etc. Abhavishyat. Yatha swahasta angulyadishu. This is a beautiful thing. Now, whether darkness, actually even in pitch darkness also, would you get confused about your own anguli, fingers, limbs? Darkness, maybe you can put your thumb in your mouth. Try. Pitch dark. So there is no doubt as regards to the limbs of your body even in darkness. You don't have to search for light, no, to keep your thumb in your mouth. Did you get the point? So it is very clear. No doubt as regards to the limbs. Similarly, that's called well ascertained. This is thumb, this is index finger, this is middle finger, this is ring finger, this is little finger. There is no doubt about it even in darkness. If somebody, I may close my eyes, somebody touches my finger and say, which finger is this? I will say it is middle finger or whatever finger you hold. So, yatha swahasta angulyadishu. Meaning this kind of apprehension or doubt will not arise. Similarly, esha drishtantaha. This is example, illustration. So, tadvad, similarly, hetupaladi samsara dharma anartha vilakshanataya svena vishuddha vignapti matra satta advaya rupena anischyatatvat jiva pranadi ananda bhava vedaihi atma vikalpita iti yeshaha sarva upanishadam siddhantaha. Similarly, self also is imagined to be in of himself as many diverse objects. Hetupaladi samsara dharma anartha vilakshanataya. Vilakshanataya and Anartha eva. He is himself imagining this is samsara, phaladi, samsara dharma. Imagining himself to be diverse objects or prana, etc. Why? Because Svena Vishuddha Vijñapti Matra Sattat Advaya Rupena Anischitattvat. Because of not knowing himself to be pure, of the nature of pure intelligence, Vijñapti, awareness, Satta Matra, Vijñapti Matra, Satta, pure existence, Advaya Rupena, non-dual of its own nature, Anischitattvat, not ascertained. Jiva is because of his non-ascertainment or not ascertained himself to be of the nature of pure awareness, pure existence, and of the nature of non-dual reality. Like rope is not ascertained in Mandandhakare, so he himself is not ascertained properly. That is the cause. Therefore, the Anischitattvat Jivaha Pranadi Ananda Bhava Vedaihi Atma Vikalpita. Imagining himself, prana, etc., many things, diversified objects. How? Ananda Bhava Vedaihi. Dekho, not like only one few. Self is imagining itself as countless diverse objects. Ananda Bhava, not one, countless. Countless way he is imagining himself to be. He himself is imagining in a countless diversified objects, bhavas. Vikalpita iti eshaha sarva Upanishadam siddhantaha. This is the final conclusion of the very essence of all the Upanishads. So what is the moolam of this mutual, of the cause of mind, the inner mind and outer mind? What is the moolam? Jivaha. What is the moolam for jiva? Not ascertaining himself as Satchidananda Brahma. That is the cause. Okay. Next we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.